How did I get here? Merry Christmas from all of us and she's looking out the window. At Team This Messy Happy, we are taking you on our annual tradition of our Christmas Day run. Exciting. It's cold though.
It's freezing.
Oh, look at that. It says 2.5 degrees, but I actually think it's colder than that. The Christmas Day run is actually a relatively new thing for the both of us. For Mary, it's about 3 years. For me, I think it's probably more 6 or 7, but it is relatively new. And it kind of came in the more I did reading and learnt about myself and what makes me tick and the kind of the things behind the things. That's what today's going to be about, is the things behind the things. So on the face of it, this Christmas Day run just looks like a nice little tradition. But there's always a reason. I sometimes feel like those He-Man cartoons. You remember those from the 80s where you watch the whole cartoon and it's brilliant, and then at the end there's this completely random bit where Orko goes to stroke a dog and it barks at him and He-Man's like, oh, don't touch strange dogs, and you're like, where's that come from? Like the moral of the story that wasn't related. Well, this video is probably going to be a bit like that. You'd only know if you're an 80s kid. Ah, I love this little tradition, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, sticks. Yeah, it does set you up good. And when we started doing this, it used to be, for me, it's just about going out on Christmas Day. I didn't really think it through, but the more you think about it and the more you kind of learn about yourself and the reasons you do things, the more important it's actually become as part of our life, doing this on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. And it is for good reason. Like, I really think there's a purpose behind this. Oh my God. It's a bit muddy out here. So here's my argument for you on why I think you should run on days like Christmas Day or New Year's Day or your birthday or any day that you don't feel like running. Those are the days you definitely should run. I think the reason that I like running so much on days like Christmas Day and New Year's Day has something to do with my inner chimp, or sometimes they call it the central governor theory, but that has been taken over by the psychobiological model of training. But forget all that. What it really is this idea that inside all of us is a self-protection mechanism that perhaps limits us from being the absolute best we can be, because it just wants to keep us safe and comfortable and happy and warm and fed and all of those things. Time and time again that the biggest limiter, the thing that stops us the most, is not our body, it's our minds. And that somehow is really important to me. I don't know why, but I really buy into that we all have this untapped potential that we need to work out how to unlock. So in my head, training on days where maybe traditionally you're not supposed to, or you're supposed to be more comfortable, like Christmas Day and New Year's Day and your birthday, I feel like I have to get out and train, because it's all about those small victories, beating that chimp just a little bit. I'm not trying to smash it. I'm not trying to do marathons every day to beat it. Oh, nearly fell over. What I'm trying to do is just every now and then almost keep that chimp, keep that central governor or whatever, the thing inside me that wants to keep me safe and comfortable, like keep it on its toes. Go on. I think as teachers, that's what we talk about all of the time, isn't it? It's like, make sure that you stay out of your comfort zone because all the magic happens there. And like, I don't think it has to be really uncomfortable all the time. It's just the little times, isn't it? Like today, we're out and we're running when we could have stayed at home and stayed comfortable. And it's not like this is uncomfortable. We're really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's lovely, but yeah, it's just making that bit of extra effort to get out there and make it happen.
Yeah, I've got this thing that's my theory of inner smug versus outer smug. Mary doesn't like the word smug in general, but I'm going to explain it anyway. So the theory of inner smug versus outer smug is actually quite simple. I always think outer smug is when you do this run on Christmas Day or New Year's Day for the sole reason of talking about it on social media or putting it out there going, oh, look what I did. And yes, I do realise the irony of making a video about that very fact. So always there are certain elements of outer smug, but the reason we do it, for me anyway, the inner smug is knowing you're doing the right thing by you, is being okay with pushing yourself a little bit. You don't need to put it out there, but if you push yourself that little bit every time, you earn that right to be a bit smug, which I quite like, but inner smug. But Mary doesn't like the word smug.
I don't want to be smug.
So just to drill the point home, if you were ever in any doubt about the benefits of kind of going out on days like this, look at some of these views. Makes it all worth it just for the views. By the way, if you want to see our genius hack for Christmas Day to get a clean dog, because when we go out at the moment, Winnie's coming back obliterated every run, isn't she?
She gets caked.
Oh my God,
muddy.
it's so bad. So we drove just a little bit down the road to the next village along and parked by a river, because we're tearing through towels. It is like this constant cycle of cleaning and tumble drying and cleaning. So check this out. Dirty dog becomes clean dog and we don't have to put very much effort into it. Life hack. Oh, too late. Go on then. Go on then. It's convincing him to... Clean dog. Are you? Yeah. We made her so she's clean. And I know I bang on all of the time about the link between the mind and the body, and I really believe in all of that, you know, beating my chimp or beating my central governor and all of that stuff. There is perhaps one other quite important justification for training on a day like Christmas Day or New Year's Day. Don't judge us, by the way. This is meant to last for days because there's only us two. 3. How did I get here? I'll tell you how. I ate every single thing in my sight all day and it was amazing. No regrets whatsoever. This is what Christmas Day is all about.
and I'm loving every minute of it. But I guess the run this morning just helps me mentally take the edge off what I'm doing to myself today. But I have no regrets, and it wouldn't have mattered if I didn't run. But I'm just saying, that's just another little extra bonus of running on a Christmas day, running on a New Year's Day. Yes, I'm well aware I've got chocolate all around my mouth. I did it for effect. I need to go and wash this off. And that is where the filming ended last night. I think I went into some kind of a chocolate coma, and my brain certainly wouldn't function anymore. I think the chocolate actually got up into this region here, so nothing could be thought of last night. But I wanted to sum up the video and just make a couple of additional points for you. And really, when I looked back, I've been editing the video today, when I looked back at it, hopefully I have made the point that really the reason that I run on Christmas Day and New Year's Day and days when traditionally maybe you're not supposed to run is purely for me just to teach my body in small incremental steps who's the boss. And yes, it probably wants me to stay comfortable and warm and fed, and I did do that, but I also gave it a little bit of a challenge by taking myself out there just for a short run. We only did 8 kilometers. We took it really easy. It was really, really nice. So it was a lovely day. And if you're interested in the concepts behind it, you know, the central governor theory or the chimp paradox or the psychobiological model of training, there's 3 books that I can recommend for you to read. And the first one is David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me. And that is pretty much how he's ground his central governor into the dirt. Like, his central governor doesn't exist anymore. And I wouldn't say ever go to that extreme. I think that is a very extreme case, but it is a really good motivational book, and it gives you a reason to get out there when you're feeling, should I, shouldn't I? The other books are How Bad Do You Want It by Matt Fitzgerald, which is very much about the psychobiological model of training. Again, it's just very much around how our body is way more capable than our mind lets it be a lot of the time, and it's about unlocking that potential in the body. And the last one is The Chimp Paradox by Dr. Steve Peters, who's worked with Team GB, the cycling, and it's all about that concept of having an inner chimp inside us that again wants us to stay comfortable and warm. And there's no point in arm wrestling it because a chimp is way stronger, so we have to outthink it. And yesterday, running on Christmas Day was exactly that, trying to outthink my chimp. Here's what I want you to do. If you are interested in that and you don't usually, I want you to think about going out running on New Year's Day morning. And yes, you may well have a hangover, but it's about just getting out there, even if it's for 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, see what happens, give yourself that inner smugness and teach your body who is the real boss. Now, coming up on the channel, some really exciting things for 2021. Of course, we're moving to Thailand. If you've watched some of the previous videos, you'll know that, but also we've got marathons, half marathons, Ironman triathlons coming up, although it's not Ironman brand, it's just long distance triathlon. I'll be putting out tutorials, tips, tricks, races, anything that my brain will let me put out that I can think of, I will put out. And finally, I've got a very big announcement that you can really play your part in coming up in the next Sunday video, and I have a feeling we're going to help a lot of people. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for Wednesday's tutorial, which is going to be about how you train your mindset when you're running as much as you train your body, and have a really, really awesome 2020 end and 2021 start. If you watched to the end, thanks, that's pretty awesome. And if you're interested in learning more about the channel or learning more about yourself and more about your running, then here is where you subscribe to the channel. But here is my last video, which was an all-purpose, all-distances training plan for 2021 that could, in theory, get you from beginner to marathon or anything in between. So, pretty proud of that one. Enjoy it. See you next week.